Hey, my name is James, the non-professional, back with another episode of Draw. And today we're doing a scene from The Walking Dead. More specifically, we're focusing on a character named Michonne. She's the BA ninja chick that showed up out of nowhere, cutting zombies up with this samurai sword. It was awesome. She's so popular that, even as the main, more popular characters were dying off in the show, the audience just wanted to see more of her, so I'm guessing that's why they kept writing her in as a survivor. She had this weird thing where she would chain up zombies and they would be sort of like her pets. And she wouldn't necessarily kill them, but just sort of lead them around with a chain and a leash. It was weird. But this is a longer video because there's a lot of characters on the stage here. There's a lot of characters in the scene. There's a bunch of zombies and, of course, Michonne herself taking center stage. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to teach perspective. In other words, where do you place characters on the stage, in the foreground and the background, and make everything look correct with regards to perspective? Well, the first thing you do is you draw a horizon line. Or one of the things you do is you draw a horizon line like I did there. You'll see that line just sort of jutting across the middle of the page or the 2/3 of a page. And that's a horizon line. And if your camera is at waist level, then every character in the scene has to have their waists lined up all along that horizon line. So you notice all their waistlines there are generally in that area. Now, some waistlines are a little higher, some waistlines are a little lower, but their waists, their midsections are generally on that horizon line. Now, it changes if the camera is at shoulder level. So, if the camera is at shoulder level, then every character on the scene has to have their shoulders sort of on that same horizon line. And it's same things if you're at, the camera is lower, like you're at knee level. And then you're going to want all the characters at that same level as well. And that's how I guess you correctly place characters on the scene without compromising perspective, so that composition actually looks decent. All right, so we are in the lines or the pencil stage of the drawing process, and so let's lock down some more of those definitive details by tightening up those lines. When I looked at references to figure out the outfit to put on Michonne, I realized that she has a lot of detail going into her. The hair alone just has a lot of intricate details in there. She has these sort of dreadlocks that hang down all over the place. Is a really cool character to draw, a really cool looking character. I remember the very first episode of The Walking Dead that I watched. It was the very first episode that aired, and I believe it was an episode written by Frank Darabont, same guy that did the screenplay for like Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile. I've never seen a show or experienced a show that was such a slow burn, yet at the same time was so engaged, so intriguing. Your eyes are glued to the screen, even though there's not a whole lot going on in the scene. You're just drawn in. And I think the reason why is because you're watching these people go through these extreme circumstances, and it's not so much the circumstance but the choices they have to make in these circumstances, and you start to question your own humanity. You're like, man, would I make that choice? And you end up either really respecting these characters throughout the series, or you end up just despising them because of the choices that they made. And some of the choices that they made were horrendous choices, but you have to respect the reason why they made them. And some of the choices that they made were horrendous choices, and they were just flat out just immoral, just selfish. But totally different world, and I couldn't even imagine what I would be like in it. But this is Michonne here. She obviously has no compassion for the undead. There is chops them up or use them as pets to lure off other zombies away from her. Oh man, she was a great character. The zombies I tried to make the zombies varied here in the pencil stage. But there's not a whole lot of variety to zombies. I know it sounds strange because they're like zombies are comprised of a bunch of different actual people and stuff. But you know, when the body starts to rot, I guess they all take on this sort of the same sort of color, just sort of bloodless, pale gray, and you know, you get sort of the bile black coming out of their different orifices and different sores on their body. You know, unless it's just like a fresh zombie, like a person that has just turned, then you get more variety. But man, these zombies in Walking Dead have been walking around for a long time. And I remember even reading a commentary talking about how, you know, throughout the seasons, they kept making their zombies more and more decayed, just variations of just higher degrees of decay throughout the seasons, because in reality those zombies have been out for a while and their bodies are not alive anymore. So yeah, they're going to decay more. So I tried to add some variety in the zombies that I did here, but you know, bottom line is, apart from male and female, what you get is a bunch of flesh falling off of these bones and a bunch of tattered rags, and you know, and just weird sort of poses, you know. All right, we are finally in the ink stage, and so let's keep our lines super tight. This is the final product before it goes to colors. But more about the show. I heard that what's his name, Daryl, actually gets more fan mail than all the other characters on the show combined. That's crazy. He was a really cool character, you know. I actually stopped watching the show after they had killed Glenn, because I was like, oh man, you start the show with these characters, right? And you want to see some reconciliation, some hope being fulfilled for these characters, and they just keep killing them off, you know, the characters that you like the most. And I once saw a commentary about why the writers did that, because they said that in a world this intense, a world this I guess apocalyptic, it's unlikely that a large swath of characters would survive for years on end. You know, that the survival rate in those circumstances is very, very low as the years pass, or gets less and less likely for you to survive in the years that pass. So that's why they were killing off these characters. I don't know. I'm guessing they just, you know, wanted out of their contract, you know, shows. Now, I guess maybe not getting as good at ratings as it once did. And, you know, I really don't know what the ratings are. But, like I said, after Glenn and the whole barbed wire bat situation, I was like, really? That's how you're going to kill him off? This is how the great Glenn is going to die? But, hey, I hear the show's still going on. You know, one of the funny things about when Glenn died is that, not that it's funny that Glenn died, but like, Abraham, the redheaded dude with those, you know, with those ridiculous pork chops, he died in the same scene and nobody really cared. And to be honest, he was actually a pretty cool character, you know. I mean, he was an interesting character. I remember when they did the backstory about why he became the way he did, and you know, his family left him and stuff, man. And it was, he sort of felt for the guy. He just wanted hope. He wanted things to get better, you know. Because he was tired of just surviving in that world, you know. And he was just, I mean, man, he went off on can't remember the guy's name, but he the guy that faked that he was like a scientist that could resolve the whole zombie apocalyptic issue. And when he found out he was a fake, that he was just lying just to get people to take care of him, and he just beat him in the face just over and over again. Because, I mean, you just squashed the guy's hope. You know, it's something he's been holding on to, you know, ever since he lost his family. But anyways, nobody ever even knew that, you know, I mean, they knew he passed away, but they just didn't care, because I guess Glenn was just that much more popular a character and stuff. You know, Glenn has been there since the beginning. Wrap up the final details for these zombies with some sores on their bodies. You know, flesh decaying before your eyes. And I'm going to add a little sun there, like she's, you know, fighting these zombies at dusk. Because the movie, the show takes place in Atlanta, Georgia, so I kind of wanted to give it, I like the sort of Western, you know, spaghetti Western sort of theme that they have to the show, sort of vibe that they have. All right, persistence, patience, perseverance. That's how you're going to mature in any endeavor. Hey guys, if you like my content, please like or comment below. And if you want regular updates, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.